Hello guys, I hope you're doing well. So yeah, now we're moving to an example. So this is a bit difficult or a bit different from the first one that I showed you. This one is a bit slanted because what we have a cylinder that is horizontal and another cylinder that penetrates into it, but it is at an angle, right? So as I said, this is a bit different, but I think it's good that I give you an example that is a bit challenging, because you guys always say that we give you examples that are easy, and then the exercises that we give you or the test becomes more difficult. But the whole idea is the same, right? So let's get into it. I will try to be a bit fast so that we don't chow space on my device, and also we don't want to make this a bit too long. So what are you gonna start with? If you notice, first of all, what we want here, we want to do penetrations on the shape. So this is your basic shape. I'll say this is your top view, right? As you can see that if you look at this shape from this side, this you get your top view, right? And when you look at this shape from this side, for example, when you look at this shape, you're gonna get this front view. So let's just say this is your front, and then this is your top, right? It helps a lot so that you understand that when we move from this to this, what happens. Because when you move from the top to the front view, you're just rotating it 90 degrees, right? So it's more like taking this is your top, and then what you're doing, you're rotating it, right? And then this is your front. So that is what happened here. Again, I think an easier example with the tissue. This is your top, right? And then when you're rotating it 90 degrees, you get your front. So it's very important. First thing you need to do is basically draw your auxiliary circles. Here we have a very little space to draw our circles. So the best thing that we're gonna do is to basically draw them here, for example, within this space. So I usually draw them full, but in this case I'm only gonna draw half of it, because we don't have space to draw the full circle. It might overlap out of the page, but I want to draw it here. And I'm going to show you what you do in that case. So I need to know, for example, how big this is. Okay, this rule I don't like it, but it's fine. I think that is around 6 centimeters. I'm going to confirm with another ruler that I have. That is exactly, yeah, it's around close to 6. It's basically 5.9. So I'm gonna say, for example, it's 6. Put it here so that I can get the half that I want. So I'm gonna put it to 3. So as you can see here, I overlapped it by 1 millimeter and 1 millimeter just to get what I want. Right, checking. It's a bit big. It's fine though. You'll forgive me, I'm a perfectionist, so I like having, these things at the right position. So I think it's fine here. So this, yeah. So what you're seeing here is me drawing the auxiliary view. I can draw it like full if I want to, draw it that side, but it's really not necessary for me to do that. Just showing you what to do next time if you don't really have space. Yeah, another thing that we kind of need to do is to figure out what angle is that, right? We need to figure out what angle is that so that we can be able to work around it, because we need to be able to divide our circle into 12 parts. So I did that for this one. I'm gonna do the same for this one, right? Because we're gonna need them. So this one is already drawn for us, so we can just project when we need to. We need to do for this one, because this is not a circle, this is an ellipse. So we do the same thing here. This is 5.8, yeah. 5.8, it's half, it's going to be 2.9, 2.9 here. 2.9. So I'm gonna take it like somewhere here. Not that to know. Now it's gonna be 2.9. Okay. Okay, and you don't have to be perfect like me. I'm just naturally a perfectionist. So as you can see, it's very different from what we had initially, right? It's very different. So the next step is to basically cut it into different parts, 12 parts to be specific. Right, I'm gonna start with this one because it's easier, because as you can see it's horizontal. So I'm cutting the one that I just threw. Right, so I have all these parts that I divided it into. You'll notice one thing though, that it's not 12, I divided it into 6. Why? Because 6 times 2 is 12. So it's not really a train smash. That's what I'm gonna do here. But when you're numbering it, let's number it. So when you're numbering it, right, you're gonna have to go like to 12, even though we have 6 parts. So this is how we do it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We come back. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's how we do it, right? So you need to be able to do it like this. You just go in one direction and then come back. We're gonna do the same here, but here what we have is you'll notice that it is at an angle, so dividing it is quite a bit different. So what we need to do is to figure out at what angle is it slanted. So yeah, I'm gonna use my compass there. Let's see, protractor from 0. Okay, I think I've got the wrong. Okay, this should be 90. Okay, I think it's fine. I just don't know why it's starting at 10. It says 10 unless it's 0. This is 90. Okay, I think I might need to get like a normal protractor that we can use, because this one. Okay, not used to it. Maybe I might have put it in the wrong thing, but it's very misleading there. I'm gonna use this one. At least I know there is a 0 there. So let's put it here. With engineers, they like doing things and then end up complicating our lives. So I'm gonna extend this line just in case, just for me to see clearly where it points exactly. So I'm just extending that and then putting it here. So we have here, so it goes from 0 up until 55. So that's 55. So as you can see, it's from 0 this side, it goes up until 55 here. So it's 50, 55. So I'm gonna write that as 55 degrees, right? And it's gonna be a bit tough to put into 55 degrees. I thought we'll be able to actually get, that angle if it was the common angles. But what I'm gonna do instead, to make things easier for us, is basically extend this other line. Because we don't have time in the exam, you also wouldn't have time to find a protector into this, the other. There are many ways to, work around this. but I'm gonna find the easiest one so that we get to the point and solve the problem that we have here. So yeah, just confirming that's good. So I'm gonna measure 3. I'm gonna measure 3 millimeters here, and also measure 3 millimeters from this side. Now what you see is that I am actually creating a parallel line from that. Why am I doing that? It's because now if I have a parallel line like that, I can just put my ruler, this ruler here, on that parallel line. Now it's acting as my t-square, right? After I put it there, make sure that it doesn't move, and then I can divide my circle or semicircle the way I divided that one. So it's really not a transmesh. Guys, we're not trying to be smart here or show you that we've got moves. We just want to solve the problem, and then this is not part of the problem, right? So divide it, right? Yes, it might move a bit, but I'm trying by all means to make sure it doesn't move. Okay, now that thing is blocking me. Okay, just I can do it this side also. So yeah. In fact, I just should have done that, or I should have done the other part of the circle. It was gonna be easier if I had done the inside part, because that gives me more space, but it's okay. Guys, at the end of the day, as I said, all we need here is to get we just need to get to divide these. I think I might have made a mistake on this one. Let's see. Yeah, see, that was a mistake. Okay. Okay, this is perfect. Need to figure out that one. Okay guys, I'm so sorry. I wanted to make this a very long video, but then apparently I cut it. It's fine. So again, the main goal here was just dividing this into these parts, but now the numbering here is going to be a bit different. Now look, this is the top view, as I said, right? And this is the front view. We are moving from the top view to the front view. Now what happens is that, as I showed you, when you're rotating from top view to front view, you're rotating it 90 degrees. Your circle or semicircle here, when you're looking at the top view, is gonna be different when you put it on the front view. So it's quite different. It's quite important that you really recognize that, because you can't just transfer the numbers as they are. This won't really be here, right? So how do you do it? I can say memorize it, you just rotate it 90 degrees, or else you understand it. Because if you understand it, it means you won't really make a mistake. You can verify whether it's correct or not. What do I mean by understanding it? First of all, if I rotate it by 90 degrees, right, what happens is that this just moves to here, right? Because that is a 90-degree angle, this one. This is 90-degree angle. So I can just rotate it from here to there. So all my numbers will just shift that way, right? So meaning I'm going to start my 1 from here, continue, and then come back, right? So that is that. But how do you then use logic to make sure that this is correct? So this is what you do. This is the top view, right? In the top view, you have this circle, right? And your circle basically, in the top view, this is a circle, right? And you notice that your 1 is here. When you rotate it and make it a front view, right? What happens is that your 1 here, which is the 1 position, is here, right? Now, what happens here? This is a front view. It's gonna be here basically, right? Because your front view is here, and when you were looking at it from the top, it was like that. So let's use the toilet paper thing to just make an analogy. So this is your top view, right? You notice that your 1 is here, right? As you can see, your 1 is here. I'm pointing my 1 here with the pencil. Now I'm moving it to the to a front view, right? What happens is that you have to rotate it. Obviously, it's gonna rotate like this, right? Like this. It becomes a front view, right? So which means this is where it is, because it is put at an angle. Your 1 is gonna be there, right? It's gonna be exactly here at the top. So this is 1. And because I was moving well, in this direction, I don't know what it is, or that is anti-clockwise, then I'm gonna have to do the same from this side. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm gonna come back, because that's the end, right? 5, 6, 7, and we have our 8 here. 8, 9, 10. I need to verify this and make sure that is correct, because if I had divided it into this way, I was going to start from here. Yeah, so that is 10. Remember, we need to go to 12. So I was going to start from here, 4, 5, 6, and then this 5 was going to correspond with the 3, so it makes sense. 6 was going to correspond with the 2, so it makes sense. So 10, 11, 12. So you can see it's all there, all complete. So we are done with that, right? The next thing that the lecture slides didn't explain or say is dividing this second shape, because here, remember, what we're doing is combining we're joining two shapes, right? We're joining this cylinder, the big one, with the small one. And it's very important to know where exactly do they combine, where those lines meet, right? Well, in this case, since it's a cylinder and the cylinder has one face, one round face, really it doesn't affect where it actually combines. But let's say they didn't give you a cylinder. For example, they give you another shape to combine with the circle, with the cylinder. So it's very important for you to know. So what I'm going to do is divide the second shape. Otherwise, dividing this one shape here is very sufficient for us. I'm going to divide the second one so that you know what to do next time you're given something, a different shape there. So same thing, we just divide it there. Again, it's really not important, but you have to know. So I'm just dividing it. Great, that's what we have. Remember, this is a different shape, different from this one. So we have to number it. When we number it, we need to number it differently. So I'm not going to use numbers, I'm going to use letters. So this will be my A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. So that is what we have. We just number it, right? So what we need to do, I usually, because I'm more experienced with this, what I usually do from here, I just like project all the numbers. I just project all the numbers because for me it kind of makes sense, but I don't want to do that for you because you are a beginner or this is your first time doing this thing. So I'm gonna do it step by step. I'm gonna project one by one. And the way I'm gonna project it so that you see is basically using doing like one by one, right? So what you usually want to do here is to project your number from the top view to the corresponding number in the front view. Let's start with the one that's already here, already drawn, 1. So you see 1 is here at the right, at my left. So if you project it, it goes to A, right? Exactly at A. And then from A it goes up. So that is the line for it. So I'm just going to project that line so that you have an idea. That's the line. But now we need to combine that one with what? That one needs to combine with what? With the one that is from this side, right? So otherwise I could be writing, I know like some videos that you might watch, they're going to be, numbering everything, and it just becomes complicated, and it wastes a lot of time. You don't have a lot of time. But if you can just be able to track each number that you go with, then you can do that. So for example, I took 1 and it went here. So that is my 1. I'm going to take 1 from the shape, make sure wherever they meet, I make a point, right? So again, we still here on this thing, the 55. Remember, the 55 needs its own ruler, so I'm gonna do this and project the 1, right? So this is where they meet. I make a point there, right? I can actually even write that is 1. I'm done with my 1. Now I need to go to 2 and 12, right? So this is the next point that is going. So the first thing I do, I project it here. I just move it to the front. So top, front. That's how we're gonna do it. So this is the 2. Remember, what we're doing here is basically going where they are touching, where this thing is penetrating from the way you are looking at it at the top. Because some of you might be asking, why am I not extending this line? Or why am I stopping here? It's because this is where they're actually meeting. This is where I see shape, this cylinder, where I can call shape 1, this shape 2. This is where I see shape 1 and shape 2 meet. That is where I see it. That is where you also see it. They meet here. I don't see shape 1 anywhere else other than here. So this is what I'm interested in. I'm interested in this curve. How does this curve look here, right? So that is why I'm stopping here. So don't be shocked. So I have it there, and I'm gonna project it up, right? Remember, it's top, then front. I'm gonna project it all the way up. And what I'm looking for is 2 and 12. I'm gonna start with 2. Where's our 2? You'll notice here our 2 is in here. So I'm starting with 2, remember. So 2. I'm projecting the 2 down to the top view, or to the front view, sorry. Where they meet, I make a point, right? And now, remember, I made all these letters here for you to actually understand one thing. When you're looking at the front, this is the front view. This gives you the front view if you're looking from this direction. And you notice that here, our number 1 point met with A, and as a result, it came to the front view, right? But now, if you look at this point here, which is 2 and 12, 2 and 12, they are found in this side of the view, meaning in the front view, not at the back, but in the front. So as a result, they are between A and L. Now, this is where these things come in, meaning the A, B, C, D, and but the thing is, they're gonna make it a bit difficult for you to track, right? Why am I doing this? Because I want you to understand that the A and L are basically a section that you need to know that this 2 and 12, they meet between A and L. So A and L, if I were to project A and L, you'll see that this is between here. So they kind of help you to know whether this point you're drawing, is it the front or is it at the back? Meaning, is it at the back side? So this gives you the front. And then if you look it from this side, you get the back, right? So it's very important because you'll see when we're drawing it, that this side at the back, you know, the way we view the curve is different. It's going to be in hidden details because we can't see it. But the front will be in dark details, so that which means that we can actually see it. So I'm not going to draw these because they are going to make it difficult for us to track the lines, basically, right? So please allow me to do it this way. So again, we said this was 2 met with 2, and then they created 2 there, right? And then remember, this was 2 and 12, so we need to take 12 again and project it that side. So let me try to use this one. We are looking for 12, so this is our 12 here. And remember, this is 12 and 8, which means that when I have to do 8, I won't really have to project again because I already had projected for 12. So this is where I'm getting my 12, right? 12, right? Now I have already done 3 points, right? 1, 2, and 12. Now moving to 3 and 11. Very fast. Again, it's top always, top then front. Remember, I'm going to stop there because that's where I see the curve. That's what I'm interested in. And then I project it up, all the way up. I don't care, I don't know where it meets, so I'm going to project it all the way up. But then we know that's 3 and 11, so we need to figure out where is 3. 3 is here, right? So I'm going to take my tree here, project it all the way until it meets what? Until it meets 3, the other 3 from the front view, so from the top view. So we have here the point number 3. Now again, I have to project 11, right? So we do the same. So we just projecting lines until they meet their corresponding number. So here I'm going for 11 using the same line, remember? So here, so this is where they meet, and I have what? 11, because that's what I was focusing on, 11 this side. So as you can see, it's kind of forming this curve that I can just join the dots. But as you can see, it will form something, you'll see. Now the next one that I have is 4 and 10. 4 and 10, as you can see, just easily like that, but also I have to follow the same process for 4 and 10, right? So just project it up until it touches there, and then move it out. Wrong person. So again, that is that. So that we're projecting to 4 and 10, right? So we're gonna take it and project it up. Project it all the way up. Again, I don't care and I don't know where it touches. So it's projected up, and then what we have is 4 and 10. So 4 and 10, there is 4 and then there is 10. Very simple. That means I just project those lines wherever they meet, I then have that. So project it up right where 4, that is 10. Now I need to do 4. Project up, right. So that is 4. Remember, I said 4 and 4. When they meet, I create 4. And then 10 and 10, where they meet, I create a 10, right? We have that. Now, interestingly, if this was at the center, I wouldn't have to, move forward on this because it would be symmetry. But then this is not symmetric. So as a result, we have to continue and do the rest of them. This is what I like, having to do something that is difficult or that is a bit challenging than the easy examples. So we're moving to 5 and 9. Project it to the surface and then push it up. As you can see, it's just very close to the previous one that we did. It's there. It's not really there, but it's there. So that is 5 and 9. Now I have to go and take 5. Take 5, not really take 5 as in like taking a break, but take 5 like the number. Take 5, yes guys. It just rang a bell. Take 5. In movies, that's what they say. So 5. Oh, I already had 5, which is now the nice thing. I don't have to really project again because all these are already projected. Nice for me. As a result, I could have just projected all of them, just that I wanted you to see the step-by-step thing. So I have 5. So all I need to do is to find out where they meet. So my 5 went up, and then they're gonna meet here, right? So that is where the 5 meets. Now, by the way, before I do this 5, you'll notice that this from here, from 5 up until 9, all these are things that I can no longer see because I can only see up until, if I'm looking from this side, I can only see up until 4, right? Because 4 is like basically your horizontal line. If you're looking at this thing at the top, this is 4, right? This is 4. So I cannot see on the other side. So which means that, for example, if you were looking at this thing, right, and this in your case, this would be your 4. You cannot see what is on the other side, right? So if you can't see things on the other side, we call those a hidden detail. So basically, whatever now I'm drawing from 4 going this side, those will be hidden details, right? I hope I make sense there. So those will be our hidden details. We can't see them. And as you can see, our 4 and 10, they are the top, bottom and top points, right? Bottom and point in the front view. So it means that anything this side I can't see, I have to draw as a detail, as a hidden detail. So whenever I draw the number, I'm gonna put an apostrophe at the top so that I remind myself that these are hidden details and they need to be joined in a special way, right? Again, those hidden details, they have to touch the top, right? Because these are our top points, right? So top and bottom points. So those are visible. But then remember, this thing is a complete shape, so it needs to go back. So again, I said this was 5 and 9, right? So we're doing 5. So here we're gonna write 5, and I'm gonna put that at the top to show that, remember, this is hidden. So I'm reminding myself, remember, you are under pressure in the exam and you need to kind of remind yourself things. And then I have that, and the other one is 9. Remember, these are already projected. All I need to do is to find where they meet. So this is 9. This is where they're gonna meet. They meet here. And remember, it's on the other side, so it's hidden. 9. So put that. I'm gonna try to explain a bit what I mean by hidden, like, because they're really hidden, you can't see them, right? We have 9, and then the next one is 6 and 8, so it's not there. I need to project them. Again, where they're going straight to the face, because that's what I'm interested in. They're going straight to where they meet with the other shape. So that's that, and then I project it up. It's fine, I already did it. It's going up. So I have that, and then obviously I have to find where 6 is. So in this case, 6 is here, and where it meets that, they meet here, and then I make a point. That's gonna be my hidden. 6 hidden. Remember, it's this side. And then I have to do 8. 8 is here, where it meets the other 8 from the top view. It's here. So I mark that and write that is 8. It's hidden, right? And then the last one is 7. Fortunately for me, it's already projected, or it's a dark line, or the outside of the shape. Then I need to just project it this side. Project up. Alright, I like just making my life simple. And then 7, I have to find where 7 is and then just mark that. And then it's very easy because it's here. So again, this is hidden. Remember, it's on the other side. So I find 7 is here, where they meet with this. It's basically here. And then this becomes my 7. Hidden, right? Great, so that is done. I know it looks a bit messy. There's a lot happening, but if you understand the principle or what we did here, then you'll be happy, because we just now combining the dots, right? Combining the dots from 10 up until 4, right? From 10 up until 4. But what we need to know is that we have the hidden ones, and then we have the ones that we can see. Basically, we have the hidden details, and then the ones we can see. So all we need to do is to combine the one without an apostrophe or without the hash at the top. We just combine them, and they need to combine from 10 to 4 or from 4 to 10, and then it's easy to see them, because remember, I already have the tree. I have this, so I just combine them. Try to be a bit curvy and all that, guys, so that you see that it is a curve, because this is a, what you call it, it's a cylinder. When it penetrates in a curvy form. So okay, let me start from here, right? You can do this by hand. It's very important that you do it by hand, because it's a curve, guys. It's a curve. So do that to 10. And then you do this one.
Add K. Why don't you add K?
Okay. Right, sorry guys, I'm not drawing it straight. But as you can see, guys, it's kind of making sense. It's how it is. Or maybe it's supposed to be a straight line, but it doesn't matter because you're doing it freehand. And then now what you need to do is to draw the other ones. These are the hidden details. Remember, they all have to go from 4 to 10. So here, just do this. Now, this is a stage where you are allowed to kind of use your dark lines. So what I'm gonna do is to use my pen so that it's easier to see for you. Okay, I think my pen is giving up on me. Let me see. Okay, it's back alive. So this. Right, and then do this. Right. And then this one here. Sorry. Done. So yeah, so this is the part that we can see, all from the bottom to here, the top, and then the hidden details, basically they are on that side, and we are seeing this funny shape because it's not eccentric, it's not put directly straight, right? So yeah guys, this is how you do it. Watch all the video again and then ask if you have any questions. Thank you so much.